Just for funsies, Westbot, how many grenades could one of the white drafts take? You guys are probably like, well, why are you asking Westbot? But Westbot will search up and find out the answer to anything if you ask him. One time he told me the odds of me falling in a specific spot on getting over it. That map is huge. He counted the pixels in order to get his answer. You guys should totally leave some really tough questions in the comments for Westbot and see if he answers them. I bet you he will. I bet you he can answer any question you ask him.
Break time. Alright, because there are two sources of damage, fire and grenades, we need to calculate the amount of time it will take to kill the Thrumbo by figuring out how much damage is being done to the Thrumbo every second, aka the DPS, and divide that by the amount of HP, aka health points, it has. When we have the DPS, we can get the total damage from the fire and total damage from the grenades as separate numbers because we know both the DPS from the fire and the DPS from the grenades. Then we can divide the total amount of damage from the grenades from the amount of damage each grenade does to figure out how many grenades it will take to kill a Thrumbo. But first, there are a few assumptions that I need to establish. First, I'm assuming that the fire and grenades both target the Thrumbo's body HP pool, whether or not they target any other HP pools. Additionally, I'm assuming that the damage is not distributed among the pools, but instead multiplied, meaning that the damage each grenade deals is the same for each body part, regardless of how many body parts are damaged, and that reducing the body HP pool to 0 will kill the Thrumbo. Also, I'm assuming it isn't raining, so the Thrumbo will take fire damage. All these assumptions mean you need to do 320 damage total to kill the Thrumbo. First, we need to figure the DPS. First, the grenades. The damage from each grenade is 10, and it has 3.5 seconds of warm-up time and another 3.5 seconds of cooldown time, meaning it fires only once every 7 seconds. This means the standard DPS from the grenades is 1.43. Now, onto the fire. No matter the size of the fire, if an entity is on fire they take 2 damage every second. However, it is important to note that this damage is not armor-piercing, and neither is the damage from the grenades. This is important because Thrumbos have heat-resistant armor that reduces all heat damage by 30%. They also have sharp and blunt armor, but those do not apply, since the grenades and the fire both do heat-type damage. So this is actually 1.4 DPS from the fire, and only 7 damage from each grenade, bringing the DPS from grenades down to only 1. Adding those together we get a total of 2.4 damage per second. Dividing the 320 HP by the 2.4 DPS brings us to a total of roughly 133.3 seconds, which can be rounded to just 133. Multiplying the 1.4 DPS from the fire by the 133 seconds, we know that the total fire damage the Thrumbo takes is 187, and doing the same for the grenades tells us that the total damage from grenades is 133. We can then divide that by 7, the damage from each grenade, which gives us a total of 19 grenades. 19. A Thrumbo can take 19 grenades, assuming ideal conditions. Like Ryan said, leave some fun questions in the comments. I really enjoy doing this, so challenge me. Go ahead, I dare you. Also remember to like and subscribe.
And now that I've put Westbot on the spot, let's continue with the video.